Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Monday Medz Health Nuggets. I'm your host, Tanisha Lawrence, with Monday Medz Health and Wellness Ministry. So, yes, we have been journeying through the Mind Your Mind series. And listen, this series I know will be one that takes us far and wide, as you can imagine. And you know that the mind is so important that we could spend a whole year talking about the mind. And so, as we talk about the Mind Your Mind series and the importance of the mind and how to take care of your mind. Yes, mental health is vital for your overall performance in life. Have you ever wondered why the head, which contains the brain, which is connected to the mind, and the heart, is on top of the body? Quite interesting, right? And so that shows you how important it is that we need to mind our mind. And so as we journey along, I hope that you're processing, yes, I hope that your mind is processing these nuggets each and every week. And yes, listen, as we talk about the mind, we definitely need to take time to smile, to laugh, and take time to celebrate the achievements that we have in our lives. And one of the greatest achievements you could have in your life is to be living. Seriously, to be alive, especially in all that's going on in our world. And so listen, when your birthday comes, you need to take time to celebrate that and to acknowledge it, and more so to declare over your life and the year to come the blessings that God has promised you in His Word. And so yes, do relish the moment when you have a birthday. And one notion says birthdays indicate that you are living. Yes. So we got to celebrate our birthday. And listen, for those of you who celebrate someone's birthday that's no more alive, I know it may sound morbid, but the reality is you can only celebrate a birthday while you're alive. And so let's do that while we're in the land of the living. As we talk about the mind and minding your mind, this is a valuable part of minding your mind, because many people go overboard mentally because they don't take time to relish the finer things of life. And one of those fine things of life, like I said before, is that you are alive. And yes, you are well. You know mentally the month for today, you know the date for today, and you know what year it is. And that is truly a blessing. Mind you, there are people over the world right now who don't even use a calendar. But the reality is they know their names, right? And they know very vital information about themselves. So equating that to this is, you may not know the month because where you are, there is no calendar, or there is not a track of time in that way, but you know your name. You might not have a telephone number, but you know your name, and you know your mother's name, and you know your father's name, and you know some vital things about yourself, like you know the color of your eyes, because you can look and you can see that it looks dark brown, and you know the color of your hair, you know the color of your skin, and all of those different factors that make you you. And so as we talk about minding your mind, this is crucial. This is super vital. The purpose of this feature today is really to help you to know your purpose in life. And we started on a note that may seem morbid, but the reality is this. Many people do not know their purpose in life, and because they don't know their purpose in life, they become depressed. Sometimes an individual may realize their purpose when they're faced with death. Now, please don't let this be you that it's when you're on your deathbed that you realize that you were born to do a particular thing. It is time for you to look at what is the purpose that God brought you to this world how many years ago. How can you find that out, you may ask? One school of thought that I appreciate is by the late Miles Monroe. He said, if you want to know your passion, look at something that you're really angry about. And that problem you are born to solve. Quite interesting. He also had said the cemetery is the most wealthiest place on earth. And it's an interesting thought. How could the cemetery be the most wealthiest place on earth? His answer was because people died with their dreams, they died with their passions, they died with their plans, they died with their goals and their dreams and aspirations. And he said that if they had taken the time to fulfill their God-given purpose, they would have written the books, they would have launched the program, they would have launched the album, published the CD. They would have produced so much in their lifetime if they had just taken the time to do that which was in their heart. I pray that this will not be you at the end of your road. As we wrap up Monday Medz Health Nuggets today, I am reminded of the Word of God by the wise man Solomon, which says in Ecclesiastes 9 verse 10, which says, whatever your hands find to do, do it with all your might. For there is no work or device or knowledge or wisdom in the grave where you're going. I don't mean to be morbid. However, the reality is, whilst there is life, there is death. I pray that you will not die. You will live and declare the works of the Lord. Have a sobering day, everyone, and God be with you. See you soon.